Okay, the Library and Writing Center are very excited to announce that we now have an online subscription to the APA manual that all of our students, staff, and faculty can use free of charge. So how to find it on the library, go to Library Databases A to Z, and under A here you'll find it. There's the APA manual right there. On the Writing Center website, it's right there on the home page, APA manual. Either place goes to the same place. So I have it opened up here, the APA manual, and you shouldn't require a login or anything to get into it. And here is the manual right here. Takes a little while to open. Here's the table of contents. And then you can scroll through it and find the sections that you're looking for in the table of contents. I have found actually the table of contents to be the most effective way to navigate it in most cases. If you're looking for references and the formats for different references, that's going to be in Chapter 9 and Chapter 10. So textual works, for example, these are Chapter 10 shows you exact examples of these things. So if you go to textual works is kind of a fancy way of saying printed materials. So we start with periodicals there. Shows you how it works. There's how you set up your journal articles. Scrolling through here a little bit. All these different types of things you can scroll through. Books and reference works. And then another thing that I have found that's really good to use with this, they have a really good index. So if you go to the index, you could do a control find chapter edited book chapters. This is something that's kind of tricky to cite. If you click there, it took me to another area in the table of contents. So we'll see reference examples. Let's go here. And there it's taking me to examples. So it's not the simplest way, it's not the simplest database to navigate. Let's go back to the dashboard. There's a search box on it. The search box is a little bit hard to use. I'll just be honest with you. It's a little strange. Let's say if I was looking for the same thing we were just looking for there. I'll type in book chapter. It's not the fastest search response. So you see it's still loading. So don't give up if you see it's still loading here. Now, what happens, a lot of these things don't really look that useful to me from that. Here's the reference list. Go to the manual. What I would do here if you're looking for references, click Show More right here, and I would go right to the chapter that has those references. So Chapter 9 tells you how to put together your references. Chapter 10 shows you examples. So in this case, I'm just going to click on Chapter 10. And here we go, Edited Book Chapters and Entries in Reference Works. Go to Manual. And it took me down to how to put together a book chapter, edited book chapters. So it's a little, the search box works okay as long as you kind of know what you're looking for. So when you search for something, if you're looking for the format for a citation, I would set it to that. Let's do another thing here. How about you're looking for how to cite a web page? I'm going to, when we run this search, when this comes back, it's probably going to be a little bit unfocused. And APA is working on this to try to make their search box more focused. But right now I'm going to go to Show More, and I'm going to tell it Chapter 10. Web pages and websites, publication manual, go to manual. Then it takes me to examples of how to set up a website citation. So that's certainly one way to do it. I go back and forth on using the search box. The search box is okay as long as you know where to search. Now, because things are a little bit tricky to find in here, you can also put bookmarks to things that you use a lot, which we'll talk about in the next video, where I'll show you how to set up the bookmarks. You can also add notes and highlights. this is pretty useful. Let's go back to the dashboard. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Let's go to the manual again. And I would just get pretty familiar with this table of contents. So you kind of know where things are. Here's the elements of your paper. You can scroll through. Writing style, okay, mechanics, tables and figures, works credited in the text. This is in text citations. Click there. This is another thing you might want to be pretty familiar with. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up bookmarks so that you don't always have to search these things out. Okay, so that was a quick intro. Stay tuned for the next video where I show you how to create an account in here and how to create bookmarks.